Hello, my name is Gracia Games, and today I'm going to talk about language awareness. As we know, language is as important to human beings as water is to fish. Language awareness can be defined as an understanding of the human faculty of language and its role in thinking, learning, and social life. It also includes awareness of power and control through language and the intricate relationships between language and culture. We can say that also refers to the development in learners of enhancing consciousness of and sensitivity to the forms and functions of the language. This approach has been developed in context for both second and foreign language learning and in mother tongue language education. But language awareness does not simply involve a focus on language itself. Its adherents also stress the cognitive advantages of reflecting upon language and argue that attitudes to language and to language learnings can change as a result of methods which highlight particular language features by effectively involving the learning. Language acquisition research has underlined the developmental value of enhanced noticing and of consciousness raising in relation to the target language. Initial research in language awareness has shown increased motivation resulting from activities, especially task-based activities, which foster the learner's involvement by promoting the inductive learning of language rules, which allow learners time and space to develop their own affective and experiential responses to the language, especially to its contextual meaning and effects. The growing use of English as an international language has been given rise to increased language teaching. Teachers challenge learners to ask questions, sparkle their interest, and involve them in exploring themselves of how language works. And in a classroom where learners notice for themselves the features of the certain language, they become positive and curious. To understand the role of awareness in learning, it is important to see the contrast between implicit and explicit learning and to realize that there are differing opinions in language awareness as to whether explicit learning has a positive influence or not on a language acquisition. According to Norris and Ortega's 2000 analysis, there is evidence that explicit learning is more effective than implicit learning. In explicit learning, the learner is aware of and actively involved in processing the input. Also, the learner is capable of describing his or her thought process and talking about particular characteristic of knowledge with help from more or less formal meta language. On the other hand, implicit learning is acquired without awareness unavailable to conscious memory even after acquisition, and put to use spontaneously without conscious control. It is also intuitive and not analyzed, and the learner is not able to describe the acquired knowledge. Thank you very much, and this is a little bit of language awareness.